Number 4, we have done a million of these. If we want to graph a polynomial function that's in factored form, we identify the zeros. If x minus 1 is 0, then x equals 1. So x minus 1 is a factor, I should say. X minus 1 is a factor, then 1 is a 0. X plus 2 is a factor, then negative 2 is a 0. And x minus 4 is a factor, therefore 4 is a 0. The degree is 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. The a is negative, and so again, looking back at our Punnett square, we have a degree even, and the a is negative, so the graph is going to look like that. So if we want to draw that down here, we can. The graph is going to look like that. It's going to go up through each of the, well, no, it's not. So we want to look at, here's negative 2, and negative 2 has a x plus 2 has a multiplicity of 2, which means the graph is going to touch the x-axis at negative 2. And then we look at the 1. The 1 as a 0 has a x minus 1 as the factor has a multiplicity of 1, which means we're going to go through the x-axis at 1. And then looking at the next x-intercept of 4, the x minus 4 as a factor has a multiplicity of 3. So we're going to go through the x-axis but with a squiggly. And then we look here, our end behavior model matches our graph. So we're good there. And then we can fill in this part here. As x approaches negative infinity and positive infinity, y also approaches negative infinity. Okay, we already identified the x-intercepts, 1, negative 2, and 4. And let's look at this next one. The next one's not factored, so guess what? We have to factor it. X squared minus 2x minus 8, x times x minus 4 times x plus 2. So it will be important that you know how to factor. And we do the same thing for this problem here. We notice that x is a factor, x equals 0 is a 0. X minus 4 is a factor, so x equals 4 is a 0. X plus 2 is a factor, so x equals negative 2 is also a factor. The degree is 3. Either get it from that, or you can add up the exponents of the factored form. And the a is 1, which is positive. So the degree 3, a is positive. The graph goes up from left to right. All the multiplicities of the multiplicities of all the factors are 1, so it goes through the x-axis at each of the x-intercepts. And we can see that as x approaches negative infinity, so does y. As x approaches positive infinity, so does y. In other words, as x moves left, y goes down. X moves right, y goes up. X-intercepts, we found those, negative 2, 0, and 4. And we have time to do one more problem here. Create the equation of the function with 3 real zeros. If we have a real 0 of x equals 5, that means that x minus 5 is a factor. X equals negative 4, which means that x minus negative 4, or x plus 4 is a factor. A 0 of negative 2 means that x minus 2, or x minus negative 2, or x plus 2 would be a factor. So that's how simple that is when you know what to do, and I'll make a new video for the next page.